Fighting games are a genre of games that I've never really gotten into. The first real fighting game that I played was Fatal Fury on the Mega Drive. Not the Genesis, the Mega Drive. For those of you who don't know, the European Mega Drive games play much slower than the Genesis games do. That means whenever I played the game, I wasn't playing it like this, I was playing it like this. I genuinely thought that the game was supposed to be played like this. I never got that far in the game, but I did have fun while I was playing it. The next fighting game I tried playing was Street Fighter 4 on the 3DS. I have yet to win a single fight in this game. Something that the games have in common is that across both games, you're using nothing but your bare hands to fight one another. In Guilty Gear, you get to hit people with a boat anchor. Guilty Gear is by far the best fighting game I've played. I think part of the reason I like it so much is because of how accessible it is. There are two different ways to play the game. The first is by picking a character and gradually learning their moveset, learning their combos, figuring out which attacks work best against the opponent you're fighting against. However, if that sounds like too much work, you can just do what I do and press random buttons until you win the game. When I said accessible earlier, I meant easy for me to win at. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to learn the game and get used to one of the characters. The first time I booted the game up, I picked Saul Bad Guy. Since then, I've barely played as anyone else. I've gotten so used to the character that playing as anyone else just feels foreign to me. I'd say that's the biggest draw of the game for me. If you want to play as another character, you essentially have to relearn the whole game. Everyone controls so differently to one another, which is good if you like variety, but it can be hard if you're not used to change. Like I said before though, I don't really play fighting games, so maybe they're all like this and I'm just out of touch. Once you do manage to learn that character, however, the game goes from being just okay to being amazing. You could leave this game for like 6 months and then come back, pick your character, and start laying tons of hits down on your opponents right out of nowhere. The variety between fighters in this game is amazing too. Of course, you have a few guys that use swords, then you have Mei, who's this pirate girl that uses a boat anchor, then there's a girl that uses her hair as a weapon, then there's this guy that's made out of nanobots that's able to use his body as a weapon. They even have a guy who uses his fist to fight, just like in Street Fighter. Something interesting about the game is that you'll get a different ending depending on which character you beat the game as. This was something I liked about Sonic Superstars, how the opening and ending was different depending on which character you played through the game as. Stuff like this really incentivizes you to give other characters a try. However, like I said before, if you get used to one character, chances are you're going to stick with that one whenever you pick up the game again. Now, if you play through the game as Saul Bad Guy, you're going to hit two major bumps during your playthrough. The first is Kai, the third to last opponent you fight. He's a decent opponent, there's a few cheap one-hit kills he throws at you, but otherwise he's not too hard. After him, you have to fight Testament, who isn't that bad, he's not as hard as Kai, and then you fight Justice, the final boss of the game. I really like the design of Justice, it reminds me a lot of the EVA units from Evangelion. The stage background is really cool too, it carries a lot of atmosphere with it, and it really gives the final battle a lot more weight. This would be the best fight in the game for me, you know, if it wasn't for the fact that Justice has this laser attack that completely immobilizes you every time you get hit with it. Oh, you want to try and win the game? Laser attack! Oh, you want to try and get back a laser attack? Oh, you want a laser attack, laser attack, laser attack, laser attack, laser attack. On top of that, if Justice activates her one-hit kill move against you, then you can't try to cancel it out like you can with the other opponents in the game. If she uses this against you, then that's it. You're done for. Game over. My biggest achievement in all of gaming is that one time, somehow, against all odds, I actually managed to take out Justice without losing any health at all. I have no idea how I managed to do this, but I've never been able to do it since then. Even though the game has its cheap moments, there's still a lot to appreciate and enjoy. It's pretty easy to learn and really fun. I highly recommend it if you're interested in trying laser attack.